Dear friends, as we approach a beautiful Shabbos, Parashas Emor, and we have a week ahead of us, a week which we find the celebration of BaOmer. Sarah and I want to share a message of hope and a message of strength and a fundamental, profound message that is taught from the Pre-Chadash about the celebration of BaOmer. BaOmer is quite strange because if you think about it, what it is a celebration about 24,000 people dying, and they'd stop dying. We know that Rabbi Akiva had 24,000 students that died in a pandemic, and it ended on the 33rd day of the Omer. And that's what we celebrate. Where in Judaism do we find a celebration of people dying? Okay, we should be happy that people stop dying, but should we be celebrating? It's a crazy thing. The Pre-Chadash teaches us such an amazing concept and so applicable to our circumstances now. He says that Rabbi Akiva, after the final funeral of his 24,000 students, he got up and he went to the south and he discovered 5 new students, and to them he taught the entire Torah, and from them, from those 5 students, everything that we have in Judaism stemmed from. And if not for that moment, everything would have been lost. You see, my friends, the message is as follows. Despite people feeling, and you may be feeling this, that you've lost something, and so many people have lost, and so many people still have so much blessing. All of us have so much blessing. But despite the feeling of I have lost, and a person can come along like Rabbi Akiva and say, you know what, 24,000 students, my entire life's work, you know what? Hashem doesn't want this from me. Hashem doesn't want me to continue. I give up. I resign. Everything I've invested in has just failed. And a person may say that. Look at how much I've lost. Look at what's going on. I just can't continue. But what Rabbi Akiva taught us is that when a person has lost, they get up and start again. They get up and rebuild. And everything stemmed from that, those 5 students of Rabbi Akiva getting up and saying, despite loss, I will reawaken, I will restart, and I will find anew.
This reminds me so much of the story of the Klausenberger Rebbe, a story of courage and resilience. The Klausenberger Rebbe is a Holocaust survivor, and he lost his entire family. His entire family was murdered by the Nazis, Yamach Shemam. His wife, his 11 children, and his entire community. He came from a dynasty of incredible Hasidim, and after the Holocaust, he could have sat down and been broken and shattered because he had experienced this tremendous loss. But we learn that after he mourned the loss of his family, he got up and he started again. He went to Eretz Yisrael and he opened a hospital. He started an entire community, which is now, till this very day, a large community of Sansa Hasidim, and he never gave up hope. I'd like to read a quote written by the Klausenberger Rebbe. I was saved from the gas chambers, saved from Hitler. I spent several years in Nazi death camps. Besides the fact that they murdered my wife and 11 children, my mother, my sisters, and my brother, of my whole family, some 150 people, I was the only one who survived. I witnessed their cruelty. I remember it as if it were today, how they shot me in the arm. I was afraid to go to the Nazi infirmary. Though there were doctors there, I knew that if I went there, I would never come out alive. Despite my fear of the Nazis, I plucked a leaf from a tree and stuck it to my wound to stanch the bleeding. Then I cut a branch and tied it around the wound to hold it in place. With God's help, I got well and got out of there, away from those wicked people. I knew that I made a mistake. Then I promised myself that if, with God's help, I got well and got out of there, away from those wicked people, I would build a hospital in Eretz Yisrael where every human being would be cared for with dignity. And the basis of that hospital would be that the doctors and nurses would believe that there is a God in this world, and that when they treat a patient, they are fulfilling the greatest mitzvah in the Torah.
So my friends, we learn from BaOmer, from Rabbi Akiva, and from the Klausenberger Rebbe, that despite the wounds that people may be feeling, We take the leaves and the branches and we wrap it around our wounds and understand there are hospitals to build. There are dynasties to build. There is so much that we can discover despite the loss. Pesach Sheini, which we just experienced, is about second chances. And BaOmer is about second chances. And it's sometimes in those second chances that we can even discover even more and build even more in ourselves. Hashem should bless us. That just like the fire that we celebrate on BaOmer, where it looks like there are things being depleted and things being consumed, we understand that warmth and light emerges from fire. May Hashem bless everyone, that we should discover the warmth and light that is in our lives, that we should understand that we are Yidden, and we come from the concept of Yitzchak. Yitzchak is the ability to laugh, and laughter stems from the name Yitzchak, because in the name Yitzchak is found the word Kates Chai. Kates means the end, and Chai means life. Because what we do is when we see circumstances that look like the end, Gewalt, what am I going to do? I've lost everything. I don't know how I'm going to start. I don't know what's going to be. The end, we laugh and we say there's always life. There's always an ability to re-begin. There's always an ability to rediscover. And there's always an ability to tap into the blessing of life. Hashem should bless us that we should be able to laugh. Hashem should bless us that we should not have sustained losses. And Hashem should bless us to understand that even though sometimes things seem to have been lost, we need to wipe off the tears from our faces and start again and rebuild. Hashem should bless you, should have a beautiful Shabbos, and we should be reunited in celebration and dancing and building.
Shabbat Shalom, sending so much love. Hope you have a beautiful one.